Now, two games from the NES era that belong to some famous franchises with really polarized fans back then. One was Zelda 2, and it was seen as the low point of the series. The other game was Castlevania II. Now, back then, not many people knew what to make of the second Castlevania game. I mean, geez, look at the cover of Nintendo Power number 2. This was made for kids, mind you. Kids! Can you imagine this picture being the actual NES game cover? I mean, not that the actual cover was bad, but man, that would have been awesome. Now, this game, it was nothing like the first. I mean, gone were the levels. The game was now an open world game, sort of like Metroid from a year earlier, only this one had towns and different mansions that you can visit. Had a few RPG elements as well, such as an inventory screen and the ability to purchase items. It had NPCs that told you some real cryptic nonsense that barely helped you out in advancing in the game. And those damn invisible pitfalls. That was the last straw. Thankfully, the music was still freaking awesome. But some of the points that I just made are the reason why many gamers place part 2 in that weird low point dark horse category. If you didn't have a gaming magazine like Nintendo Power at that time, or a friend who owned the game and knew what to do, lots of times you got stuck. Pretty sure most of you out there right now are thinking about that infamous puzzle where you have to kneel in front of that dead end road with a crystal selected to get that freaking whirlwind to pick you up. That has got to be the most cryptic puzzle in the history of video games. I almost pulled out my hair trying to figure that one out. And why is that? Because there was no online websites to go to, no YouTube. And if you had no Nintendo Power magazine subscription, what other magazine could you turn to? EGM and GamePro? They were still a year away. You were pretty much on your own. So what if I told you there was a proper version of the game that dealt with many of those shortcomings? What if I told you there was a hack of this game created just to fix all those glaring issues? So here is the hack version of Castlevania II on the site romhacking.net. Now the first thing that you're going to notice on starting the game is that it now has an intro story. Holy smokes, it has an intro. Long intro too. It even shows you the ending from the first game. It kind of reminds me of the Symphony of the Night intro where you get a great prologue showcasing the events of Rondo of Blood. That was an amazing intro, by the way. Now once the game begins, you're going to notice a few things as you strike up a conversation. First is that the font is a bit smaller, so it allows for more text to fit in the window, which is also a bit bigger than the original game, the actual text window. Now this allows for more detailed information to be delivered by the NPC, something that plagued the original. Also, it doesn't slowly crawl into the window at a pace made to annoy the living out of you. You can actually hit the button now to make that text go much faster, so far so good on the improvements. Which brings me to one of the biggest tweaks to the game. When I first saw it happen, I almost missed it because it was so gradual in its transition. And that is the day to night to day transition. Now as you can see here on the new version, it is almost non-intrusive and quick. I put both versions side by side here so you can actually see how much of an improvement that it makes. Check them out. Now gameplay is exactly the same, although to me that was never really a problem. Now the menu has been slightly redone as you can see here, but nothing extreme here that improves greatly from the original menu. Still shows pretty much the same information as before. Now in the original game, pressing select paused the game. Now in this hack, the select button now brings up a big world map, as you can see here. This looks like the same map that is shown on Nintendo Power Issue 2, and I don't recall seeing it in the manual. Anyway, it does come in handy since you don't have to memorize or write down all the names of the towns and mansions in the game, and it kinda gives you an idea of what direction to go to in the game. And believe it or not, in Japan, this game came included with a map. So we got shortchanged here in the United States. Thanks, Konami. Other slight improvements include getting rid of those annoying sections in the mansions where you can fall through the tiles and... Nope, they're still there. Never mind. Motherfucker. Hey, overall, not a bad hack on a classic game. I highly recommend you check it out if you haven't played Castlevania II ever, or if you just want to get back into it. But I don't want to finish off this video without giving proper credit to its creator. Now, this hack here was created by a guy called BISQWIT. He actually has his own YouTube channel and his own website. Lots of times we have all these people working in the background and do all this amazing work and never get proper recognition. So I thought it's only fair I mention him and thank him for this hack. So, BISQWIT, wherever you are, good work, sir. Good stuff, thank you. Alright, that does it for this video. If you liked it, please subscribe. Also, leave me comments on what you feel are other games or hacks that improved upon the originals. I would love to hear about them. So until next video, take care of yourselves.
Ha ha ha.